up, everybody? Welcome to the AI Marketing Navigator. This is your daily compass in the ever-evolving world of AI marketing. Okay, so in today's episode, we are going to review the latest tool that has kind of snuck up out of nowhere in AI video generation. In previous videos and previous episodes, we've talked about tools like Runway or Luma's Dream Machine, as well as some other smaller scale generative video tools and technologies. But another one has just made its entrance. It's called Odyssey, and its creators are introducing it as Hollywood grade visual AI, basically. So I think what I'll do today is just take you through the main page of their website. It's odyssey.systems. Link is in the show notes, of course. And their website, if you're watching on video, you should be seeing now, starts out with a header that reads, "The future belongs to the dreamers," and a subheader that reads, "Introducing Odyssey Hollywood grade visual AI." And it says that it is coming soon. They have a video here that I will let you check out on your own time, but they go on to talk about how we as a human race essentially love to tell stories. They talk about how we've been telling stories since the beginning of humankind. And I know if you're a marketer listening to this podcast, you know that storytelling is important not only to our roots as human beings, but our businesses and our marketing strategies as well. They talk about how our stories and our history of stories started by being spoken. Stories were then written, and in stories like the Odyssey, which obviously inspired the name of their software, stories were written. And then, of course, they include how storytelling took the form of movies and the visual medium in cinema, throwing in some random unknown films, like Casablanca or The Godfather, Star Wars, things like that. I'm sure you've never heard of those. The next section of the article goes on to talk about how we desperately need, as creators or humans, humankind, mankind, to take control of how we're telling stories using these generative AI tools. I think we can all admit that we are playing some part in the boom, I would say, of AI generated content. I certainly know that I am. And that goes for all content, even though in this particular instance, Odyssey is talking about video generation and AI video generative content specifically. They continue and go on to say that they feel it is honestly a threat to storytelling, that humans will maybe forget what real storytelling looks like after being so flooded with junk AI content that's being cranked out to the masses at such high scales and really fake quality, high quality production with very little story or substance underneath. Um, and Odyssey states that their goal is to prevent that type of integration of AI into video production and to steer it in the right direction, saying how that if it's done right, it really can be a tool that enhances true storytelling. And I think wholeheartedly that I agree with them here in this case. I think it does not take much imagination to see a future where humans are addicted, to use a term that Odyssey uses on their website here, to the mass of AI generated garbage content. We've seen that with certainly the advent of the internet in itself and short form video and on in these different types of content that we all consume more rapidly on a day-to-day basis. And I think that as marketers, we really need to participate in the steering of AI storytelling and AI production. And that's why I decided to do an episode on the announcement about Odyssey here, because I resonated with what they're saying about storytelling in the direction that content creation itself should go. And I think that, and I believe that we will be incentivized, honestly, to do this in the future for a variety of reasons. When we're flooded with AI generated crap content, good content is really going to stand out like the beacon that it is. And then this is where things get really cool, in my opinion, because I'm a techie nerd and all that stuff. They start to get into what the technology can actually do that they're offering at Odyssey, and essentially they say that in this future where we need to be working with AI in a positive way and where we need to be constructive in our use of AI, generated footage or content, we need to be able to control virtually every aspect of that AI generated footage or content. And they have another video here that is really cool. You should definitely check out the site. I'm not going to play through the videos here, but it basically shows you visually what they mean when they say that it's you can direct and tweak and fine tune virtually every aspect of your videos in this AI instance. They have a video of a rhino actually walking through what starts out as a desert for those of you who are watching a video right now, and it goes through some stages of um, how you can edit the layout, the landscape, the background, the rhino, all of literally every aspect, and it shows you in this video. And again, I won't take all the time to go through it. So definitely check out the website. And like I said, it starts out as a desert when this rhino's walking through, and they show you virtually every aspect of that environment can be edited or fine-tuned, whether it's the foliage or the sky or the landscape or the buildings, whatever, whatever production set you're working with in their use case or in their hypothetical situation. It can be adjusted to suit your needs, obviously. And it can be quote unquote directed, which will be very important for an AI video generative tool that's supposed to be Hollywood grade and is made with Hollywood creators and engineers in mind. And finally, they get a little bit into why their model is capable of doing these fine-tuned adjustments and why it's so superior to the lower level of the AI video generative tools that we've seen, which are still incredibly impressive. Again, like I know I can already see us as users being underwhelmed by these incredible advances that we've seen in AI in such a short time, and they're going to get taken for granted. I catch myself doing it all the time. So when I speak of these lower level AI video generative tools like Runway and Dream Machine, they're incredibly impressive still. So anyway, the key is instead of using one model, so the key for Odyssey is instead of using one model that's been trained to kind of give you these relatively static outputs, they say that they've trained 4 different models to aid you in your creation, and each of them will kind of specialize and handle a different super vital aspect of your video production. On their page here, they say, quote, models capable of generating high quality geometry, photorealistic materials, stunning lighting, and controllable motion, unquote. So, and also that they are building the tool with Hollywood creators in mind, specifically with workflows that are specifically designed for the quote unquote power users that will be using the technology in Hollywood or in any uh, production studio, I would imagine. At the very bottom of their page, they talk a little bit about the team behind Odyssey, and there's quite a host of talent from companies like Cruise, Waymo, Wave, Tesla. So a ton of representation from like self-driving cars, companies and spatial awareness type technology, but also people with huge amounts of experience in the creative arts. Apparently, they have also engineers on their team from video games like Sim City and The Sims, pretty iconic there, obviously. The Tom Clancy series for some for some different gamers out there, maybe, and a bunch of other ones, as well as people who have worked on huge scale productions like Dune 2 or Godzilla. And if you haven't caught the Dune films yet, and you enjoy sci-fi in any way, shape, or form, I don't know what you're waiting for. They are amazing. So if people from Dune 2 are behind this technology, I'm that much more excited about it. And those films like Dune or Godzilla, when it comes to cinematography and world building, are pretty groundbreaking. So definitely check out this Odyssey site here in the show notes. And I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot of our future content thanks to companies like Odyssey, if not Odyssey itself. And finally, again, why I included this in our episode today is because if Hollywood is going to get AI powered production, you know that the marketing and advertising industry is soon to follow. It's all the same, I'm somewhat ignorant to that level of, or that side of marketing as far as TV commercial production, but I would imagine it's some of the same companies or trained talent that does the production, whether it's a commercial or a movie. Anyway, You can imagine some of the world building that some of our most favorite and most popular brands would like to do with half as much manpower or budget or technical overhead. And like I said, we as marketers need to play a role. We need to accept our responsibility in how we're going to be cranking out our content and make sure that it's original, helpful, and sticks to some sort of storytelling principle or at least some sort of good service offering or of value. So um, and lastly, I'm curious to see if Odyssey has a use case for me on the technical side of just digital marketing as a solo digital marketer. Can I create like a professional production quality commercial that's going to compete with the best using this tool if I have enough practice? And if I can, you will all be the first to know. Okay, so that does it for today's episode. If you enjoyed the show or you find it useful in any way, please do me a favor and follow on Spotify or subscribe on your podcast platform of choice. A review on top of that would be even more appreciated and so helpful to the show. So until next time, as always, thank you for joining me. And remember to stay curious, stay consistent, and keep navigating forward. Bye.